All right. This is Michael Chu. Welcome to this episode of moving out of California and moving out of Silicon Valley. Now, today I have my good friend, Patty Hardy, from Canyon Lakes, Texas. And where is that? That is right in between Austin and Houston.
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yes,
Tells you how much I know about Texas. Okay.
that's okay.
So this is the reason why I think when we're kind of starting to explore where to move to, if you ever have the thought about moving out of California, out of Silicon Valley, there are so many options in the country. And Texas is number one traditionally. So I have asked Patty to be on the program and give you some guidance as far as what the area looks like and how it goes. So I'm going to give it to Patty, and there we go.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Michael. And I'm glad to be here today. So it's Patty Hardy here in Canyon Lake. And Canyon Lake is just one of the most gorgeous places in Texas. We've got water recreation as our main, interest feature here, boating, fishing. We've got the Guadalupe River that runs into Canyon Lake. And just that's what it looks like. Who wouldn't want to stare at that every day? I just love it. But to give you a little bit of history about Canyon Lake, the Corps of Engineers back in 1958, the Army Corps of Engineers decided that they were going to make a lake here as a reservoir off of the Guadalupe River. And the people back in that time thought, there's no way this will end up being a lake. And of course, if the Army Corps of Engineers says they're going to do it, they are amazing and they still manage it to this day. So the dam was completed in construction in 1964, and then the water was filled by 1968. So I was born in 67, and we had a home right here in Canyon Lake in the village, right by boat ramp number 1. And so I've been coming here my entire life. So it's just such a
Wow.
peaceful and beautiful place here in the Hill Country.
Yeah, I was just showing a picture of the lake, and it is beautiful. And so, but people for like considering moving out of state, one of the thing or a couple of things, right? Some of the things immediately come to mind is what's the employment like in the area? What's the median home price? The nature looks great. Can you go over some of those?
Absolutely. So the average home price here for last month for the home sold was 487,000. So much more reasonable there than the
Yes.
California prices. And we're next to Austin and San Antonio, like you mentioned there, about 45 minutes from San Antonio, 45 minutes from Austin. So we've got major employers there. We've got, of course, Dell north of Austin. We've got Tesla, who's now moved to Austin. We've got in San Antonio,
Yes.
Toyota, HEB, AT&T. So there are a lot of really large employers nearby, which you could do the commute. And now there's fiber optic to the door all over Canyon Lake. So a lot of people are working from home that have come into the market.
Sounds great. If you love nature and outdoors and lake activities, it sounds like definitely check this area out, right?
Yes, and there's a lot of, hiking and hill country with all the wildlife. There are deer everywhere. There's roadrunners and just all sorts of different little creatures running around. And it's just very peaceful and it's away from the city. So even though we're so close to San Antonio and Austin, at night you see the stars in the sky and it's just
Hmm.
very, very peaceful and quiet. So a lot of people moving here from out of state, as well as a lot of people from Houston, a lot of people from
Mhm.
California moving to Canyon Lake to get to just a more simple life.
Yeah, so I was kind of curious because Texas being such a inflow state, the price actually risen quite a bit in the last 2 years, right? How do you see the market going, let's say this year? Is it going to cool down? Is it still staying up?
It cooled down just a bit here in the last few months, like November, December, January. So we've seen a bit of an increase in inventory, but it's really starting to pick up again. And
Hmm.
historically here in Canyon Lake, March, April, May, June, as with the rest of the nation, that's when things kind of heat up, but especially here because it becomes so beautiful in the outdoor, hanging out, spending time on the lake. And a lot of visitors are coming here in the summertime and the spring. And so it really picks up. So we're already starting to see that pick up for the spring season here.
Okay, great. Um, So what's the weather pattern like? I mean, uh, Californians are pretty pretty picky about weather. We have mostly milder and slightly warmer weather down in south. So, what is it like in Texas?
It's beautiful. It is very dry here. We don't get a ton of rain, but it's not humid at all, so that's nice. A lot of people from Houston are trying to fight the humidity, so they're coming this way. It does get hot in the summer, and July, August, it does get up in the hundreds, but
Hmm.
it's we've got a little bit of wind blowing, so it's not too bad, and you can always jump in the
Okay.
lake.
Yeah. The 100. Okay. But we call it dry heat over here if it ever hits that. So,
Yes, I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me at all.
yeah. Okay. So I think we kind of gone through that a little bit. Maybe next one is more like on your personal side. How has I know you have lots of kids. Can you kind of talk about your work life balance there?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I've got 6 kids and they all
Wow.
love coming to Canyon Lake. So now they're kind of grown and, growing up and moving on to different places, but they love the water recreation. In fact, my son was just fly fishing yesterday at the
Mhm.
Guadalupe River where it comes into Canyon Lake. And they actually release trout there several times a year. So they have a calendar and they let you know when they're releasing trout. So you can go fly fishing or, just fishing over there, catch and release generally on the trout. So it's a lot of fun for fishing. So my kids love the boating, fishing, all of that
Okay.
aspect.
So it sounds like if it's a family that really enjoys outdoor, I mean, this would be like a perfect spot.
It would be absolutely, absolutely. And there's a lot of hiking just in the hill country, and they have the Canyon Lake Gorge, which is a place where you can go and hike. And it's just amazing looking around at the beauty here. And we're really close also to New Braunfels, which is a little quaint town, and it's about 11 miles away from Canyon Lake.
Well, there you have it. I think we'll keep it short, but just kind of summarizing it in Fremont, my area, our median price is about $1.5 million. So considering what we just went through, you could own 3 homes and probably
Absolutely.
much better homes in Texas Canyon Lake area. So anyway, um, it's a great one to consider, and you know that there is such a great agent, Patty's out there that could guide you. So, if you do consider at any point, just come back to this program, retrieve the information from Patty, and go from there. Any parting words?
Thank you so much, Michael. I greatly appreciate you having me today. And definitely, or if you're looking for an investment property, give me a holler.
Ah,
I'd love to show you some property in Canyon Lake for sure.
that's actually a great topic. So, if you don't want to live on your own, how's the rental market, by the way?
Excellent. The short term rental market has boomed in Canyon Lake.
Wow.
So short term rentals are really big here now. Yeah.
Okay, because of lake recreation and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's probably good to know because I do have a lot of like investor friends, and I mean California is like notorious, right? It's not great for rental properties or rental owners.
Mhm.
So actually if people say, "Hey, I wanted to like find some other places to invest in," you basically need like a local guide
Mhm.
to hook up and basically handle all the on the ground activities, right?
Yes.
And I mean, I know some of these things in general, just for investment market, but since I don't live in the area, you really have to have that pretty close tie with the local agent that can basically make it happen.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm
Yeah,
happy to
so
do
that's a
that.
great idea. So, investment property, and if you want to live on your own, for both consideration, let's talk to Patty.
Definitely. Happy to help. Thanks so
All right,
much, Michael.
all right. Thanks for being on the program, and I'll see you. By the way, we belong in the same program, same coaching program. So I see Patty like every week, but it's great to have a separate opportunity like this to really dive into our own area. So I appreciate the time and coming on the program.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right,
Have a
thank
good
you.
one.
All right,
All right.
bye
Bye
bye.
bye.